Catherine Murphy will be this morning at 11 a.m. from Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel. Burial in the Harpersville Cemetery, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, directing. Graveside service for Mr. Philip McBride Jackson III, age 74, of Alexander City, will be Friday at 1 from Alexander City Cemetery. Reverend Mike Dinsmore officiating. Mr. Jackson died April 17th in Birmingham. And in lieu of flowers, memorial contribution will be made to the UAB Medicine at Russell Cancer Center on Highway 280 in Alexander City. Radley Funeral Home directing. Visitation for Mrs. Patricia A. Walton Jones, age 69, of Alexander City. That was yesterday. And funeral service is today at 11 a.m. from Armours Memorial Chapel. Burial in the Armours Memorial Garden, Armours Memorial Funeral Home directing. Graveside service for Mr. Gary Shepard will be today at 1 p.m. from Tallahatchie Missionary Baptist Church in Childersburg. And visitation, actually that is Wednesday, not today, it's Wednesday at 1 o'clock at Tallahatchie Missionary Baptist Church Cemetery in Childersburg. Visitation is Wednesday morning from 8 until 11 at the funeral home. That's for graveside service, Mr. Gary Shepard, and Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. John O.C. Carter, age 90, of Sylacauga, died at Regency of Huntsville on April the 17th. He was a 1949 graduate of B.B. Carmer High School, and he served in the U.S. Navy during the Korean War. And there will be a memorial service here in Sylacauga at a later date. In lieu of flowers, memorial donation can be made to the Parkinson's Foundation. Mary E. Jemison, age 98, died April 17th. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary announcing. Mrs. Florine Webb, age 89, died April the 15th. Funeral service, graveside service today at Mount Traveler Baptist Church Cemetery in Waverly at 1 o'clock. And the Vines Funeral Home in Lafayette handling the arrangements. Memorial service for Mr. Richard Lee Ricky Shockley Sr., age 67, of Alexander City. That service actually was yesterday. Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City directed that service. Look at obituaries this morning, brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.